a 1 year postgraduate program. You can study a 1 year master's, 2 years master's, 2 years postgraduate, or other degrees. Their courses are in English, and equally, they have so many programs you can study. There is even a possibility for you to switch career. The problem now is at the level of the visa officer, because you need to give reasons why you are actually studying that course, and which is not something you did for your bachelor's level. Beautiful people, welcome back to our platform, and thank you so much for joining today. I hope you are doing well with your family. Now, to my fellow friends, brothers and sisters, aspiring jackparas, internationals, this is another opportunity for you in case you haven't gotten an admissions yet. I am here to give you good news, and this time around we are going to be moving to the United Kingdom. Please, I would like you to listen to this video till the very end so that you know what you are going to do. Before we proceed, my name is Milton. Thank you so much for joining. Please do me two things: like this video, that is point number one, then share the video to somebody, because I have a lot of people, they are complaining to me that they cannot find schools. Some people said we were relying on Canada, and Canada just failed us. Well, I always say it that do not put your eggs in one basket when JACPA is concerned. We are going to be talking about some schools in the United Kingdom that are still open and accepting application. And remember, these are schools with high acceptance rate, but remember, you still need money if you must study in the UK. Remember, to study in the UK, there are possibilities that you might get a job, and there are possibilities that you might not get a job. This is everywhere, okay, even in Canada, even in the United States. But again, if you have the means to go in, I will encourage you to go in. Now, I'm going to be talking about these schools, but before I give you the names of the schools, please, can we look at the advantages and disadvantages of studying in the UK? Yeah, remember that the UK is about to do elections, and probably maybe when the new government is in place, a lot of things will change. Remember, you cannot move with your family anymore to the UK. If you are even thinking of moving with your family abroad, please move to Portugal, go to Austria, go to Sweden, go to Finland. Okay, these are the countries you can go. Go to Canada if you are going for masters and PhD. And equally, you can consider other places that you can enter with family. Maybe Denmark is also a good choice, because after studies you get 3 years of postgraduate work permit, which would now lead you to permanent residency. And again, there are so many jobs and opportunities in Denmark. I have videos about admissions into commencements, but this video is not about Denmark. It is about the United Kingdom. So there is an advantage for you to study in the UK, not just an advantage, but so many advantages. And the very first one is cultural diversity. To study in the UK, you have to understand that UK is an English-speaking country. So at the end of the day, you may not be asked to do maybe the language like in other countries like the Netherlands and Denmark. You will have to study their language, and Finland, in order for you to chase your citizenship. But for the UK and of course Northern Ireland and of course Ireland, you do not need it, because these are English-speaking areas, right? So cultural diversity is going to help you a lot. You are going to find a lot of people coming from various backgrounds: Cameroonians, Nigerians, Senegalese, Indians, Pakistanis, maybe Americans, and some other people from other continents. So that is point number one you should note. Another thing you should put into consideration is the high quality of the education in the UK. Most UK universities are internationally recognized. So if you study in the UK, your certificate is a world-class certificate. I'm not saying that all universities. Some, according to KOS ranking or World University ranking, some of them are found right below there, maybe 400, 500, but it doesn't matter. Just know that UK is a good place to study. UK tuition fee in most UK universities, not expensive but cheap compared to other countries like Australia, New Zealand, the Netherlands, and maybe Canada. But not all schools in these countries are expensive. There will be exceptions, but just know that looking at these countries to migrate to these places I just gave you, UK somehow is affordable. Now, also remember that for you to study in the UK, you should be budgeting tuition fee from £12,000. Remember, they charge in pounds. So when you are converting the pounds to your own local currency, please always remember to note that pounds is one of the biggest currencies in the world. Okay, so your money is going to be much. And now you have to put budget first. Look at your budget before you do any application. Another reason why you should study in the UK, or another advantage, is that the courses are in English. I already talked about it, and they have many courses. If you want to study in the UK, you can study a 1-year postgraduate program. You can study a 1-year master's, 2 years master's, 2 years postgraduate, or other degrees. Their courses are in English, and equally, they have so many programs you can study. There is even a possibility for you to switch career. Let's say if you want to apply for a particular course and you are not seeing that course, you can apply to another one and move in. Problem now is at the level of the visa officer, because you need to give reasons why you are actually studying that course, and which is not something you did for your bachelor's level. So guys, put all this into consideration. Then there is also the post-study visa option for the UK, though it looks a little trickish now, looking at the new laws and so many other things, but of course you can always find a way out of it. And all these universities I'm going to be giving to you, their acceptance rate is so high. Now remember, you're not just applying to these universities. There are things you need to put into consideration when you are doing the application. Now let me talk about the things you should put into consideration before you apply to these universities I'm going to give you. Remember, like I said, tuition fee in UK is not that easy, but the good news here is that you can pay in installments, and when the school gives you an admissions, they will ask you to pay a deposit first before you can apply for your study visa to the UK. Also understand that this is how the visa process works. For example, let's just assume that your tuition fee is £10,000, 10,000 British pounds. Then let's assume that the cost of living is £9,400, because of course the cost of living is £9,400. Then if your tuition fee is £10,000, and if you get admissions and the school asks you to deposit £3,000, it means that out of your £10,000, how much are you left with? £7,000. Now remember that for your proof of funds, the UK government wants to see the living cost money, which is £9,400, and the remaining balance of your tuition fee in the account you are going to show to them. The good news here is you can sponsor yourself. Somebody can sponsor you, but again, remember, if you do not show this with beyond reasonable doubt, you may not get the visa. So you have to put all these things into consideration. Also remember that when you are trying to move to the UK, I beg your pardon, you have to pay. Some schools will equally ask you to do 50% deposit. Most schools are doing 50% deposit now because they realize that most international students, when they enter the UK, they don't actually study. So you need to consider all these things before you even start looking at the application. I hope you understand now. If your tuition is £10,000, your living cost is £9,400, and you paid £3,000 as deposit in case you were asked to pay just £3,000. Now you need to add the balance of your tuition to your living cost, as that is the money you need for proof of funds. Now calculate to your own local currency. Remember, if you do not pay the deposit the school is asking you, you cannot get the CAS. The CAS is a certificate that you use to apply for the visa, so you should put this into consideration. Now the list of universities, I'm going to start from Liverpool John Moore University. This university is also a very good school. It's open and you can apply now. Remember to go to the website, check the deadline, check the programs, check the tuition, then you launch your application. If you are looking for another school which is open, University of Sheffield is also open. Another university you should pay attention to is University of Central Lancashire. All right, this school also have a couple of scholarships. We have Queen Margaret University of Edinburgh. This school also have a couple of scholarships, and remember, these scholarships are usually merit-based scholarship. Sometimes they can just look at your past results, your bachelor's degree, and give you a scholarship like this. But again, like I said, you must apply for the program first. If they find interest in you, then that is when they are going to give you the scholarship. So always check the scholarship section of each university you are applying to, especially the ones I just gave you now. Other schools that are open include Glasgow Caledonian University. Check this university, check its tuition, check its programs. Remember I said there are a variety of programs in the UK now. The only problem is money you need, okay? Then there is also the University of Chester and equally the University of Wolverhampton. Most of these schools will start charging you from £12,000. I equally know some people who got admissions in these few universities. There is a friend studying at the University of Chester. I know two people who got admissions, not just one admissions, like double, at Wolverhampton University, and I think Esther got at the University of Sheffield. Okay, so please put all this into consideration and work towards achieving greatness. Remember, you should be applying to 2 or 3 schools. The good news here I didn't mention to you guys is that there is no application fee you have to pay. Yes, absolutely free. Apply for free and you are good to go. I hope this video will help somebody. Please do not forget to subscribe to the channel because more details are loading and you are going to get them as usual. Till we meet again, I remember your humble man,